All right, a lot of people from the Comcast business text line chiming in saying Nick Foles. Nick Foles was a backup quarterback who then led his team to a Super Bowl win. And I was asking, when's the last time something like that had happened? And what I'm getting at is, yeah, Nick Foles did it, but he was 28 when he did it.
Yeah.
Trey's 22. So even Nick Foles had a lot of experience.
Right. And he was never looked at as at this age, the promise, the next. And that's what Trey Lance is. So trying to get up there with Montana and Steve Young. So you got some good news from Santa Clara, I believe, to share.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I would have forgotten. George Kittle's practicing.
That's big.
Come on.
What you mean, come on?
Well, you know what? He's going to help the O-line. He should really help the running game.
He's going to help the passing game,
I think he'll help the running game more.
Man, this is a big game for all the reasons we talked about, but the word sanity. Just for everybody just to take a woosah, RELAX.
You said something in the pre-show meeting that I wrote down. It was so good. But I didn't tell you at the time what I thought it was. All right. So this is the thing about Kyle Shanahan.
All right.
This is what he said. Oh, boy. Where is it now? Oh, there it is. This is what he was asked about. He was asked about the noise, meaning the chatter.
Yeah.
The media, the fans. TV. Does the outside noise, is that outside noise anything, Kyle?
I just don't account for it. That's just outside of here and doesn't really have to do with what we're doing. So,
okay. Bear with me here.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't even account for it. Okay, so he doesn't account for it. He certainly doesn't listen to it, and he certainly doesn't base any decisions off that.
Okay.
He doesn't account for it. Don't you want your coach to know a little bit about how the fan base is feeling about the way your season's gone? Don't you want to have just a little feel for that?
I've been around the block, and I think you have a couple times.
Sure.
That's coaches speak.
Okay.
That's like a batter or a quarterback or an athlete saying they're struggling, oh, I hear the boos. They hear the boos, but they'll never say that. And the boos could be the reason they're struggling. My thing is, Steiny, I like him to say what we know is not true. Dude, you got a TV, you got a wife, you got kids. He knows what's being said about his team.
I just don't account for it. That's just outside of here.
Right.
And doesn't really have to do with what we're doing.
I'm not telling you he's making decisions based on us yapping. I don't buy that at all. I'll give him that.
No, of course
but
he's not.
Know
That's
what
the point.
time it is, Kyle.
That's the point.
And I'm watching that beard. It is going to get Santa Claus real quick if this performances like last Sunday keep up. I got a quick question for you. On Twitch, Aaron the Era says, whoa, amazing. This is where I need you, Steiny. How fast you guys moved the goalpost. What goalpost has been moved? It's the Niners, their expectations, and we're rooting for Trey. And nobody got a passing grade coaching Sunday in the Shy. What goalpost has your partner moved since Monday? I don't think we've moved any. So take that.
The one thing I want to get into this as it relates to Kyle Shanahan. And it's about this noise. This noise.
I just don't account for it. That's just outside of here and doesn't really have to do with what we're doing. So
we have KJ Wright on yesterday, former Seattle Seahawk, and we were talking to him about social media and the talk shows, this, that, and the other thing. Take a listen.
Yes, 100%. Different guys operate differently. I know for me, I had to delete my Twitter at one point during the season. I'm like, I can't be reading this junk, just typing in my name on Twitter, seeing all this mess. I personally deleted my Twitter. Some guys, they scrolling on the feed, and it bothers them. It gets to them. We talk about it in the locker room. And so different guys know how to handle it differently. But this new generation, I'm telling you, they definitely see it.
Wow, man. Steph used to say he looked at the Twitter at halftime.
Call me the nitpicker. But I'm sorry.
You ain't buying it?
The whole team is on social media and seeing everything under the sun and seeing what's written about them and their team, and the coach doesn't account for it. I mean, I get it. It's coach speak.
But
I, you know what?
What do you want him to do, though, Steiny?
No, here's what I want to say. I don't really think he has a lot of respect for fans.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first coach.
Okay.
And that's not his job, is to listen to what we're saying.
But here's the point. The fans are saying everything the experts are saying, that this move is highly unlikely, highly unusual.
Okay.
And la-di-da, it's just another week of football. Let's see what happens.
In a season that's full of 17 games with 16 left, this analogy, Steiny, I think it works for me. Have you ever sat down to watch a movie and in the first 6 minutes said this is a good or bad movie? That's what we're doing with Trey Lance. So for anybody to say this is not going to work after week 1, that would be foolish. I mean, is that not perfect? That analogy? Like if you were to leave a movie theater or tell me, hey, this is a great movie or a bad movie in 6 minutes, you would be doing yourself a disservice. It would be dumb. That's what we're doing if you're coming to an opinion of Trey Lance after 1 week.
Nobody's coming to an opinion about Trey Lance. It's all about the move.
Yeah,
it's all about Shanahan's move. It's not about Trey Lance. It's about Shanahan thinking he can reinvent the wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
And
there's some.
And
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't add up to me that right, dismiss it all. Dismiss social media, dismiss the fans. But to me, you've got to have some feel for what your fans are thinking. And he can't ignore the magnitude of the decision he made at quarterback. And so to act arrogant and a little above it all when that question gets asked, or any question about the quarterback situation gets asked, and he is sort of above it, well, that comes off terrible to a season ticket holder who has every right to say, can you please explain yourself, explain the move in a detailed way? What's the plan? What if it goes this way? What if it goes that way? That's all I'm saying.
So I'm asking you, in your world, how could a coach or any coach, because I just told you what I am at heart, a fan, how could any coach answer that question to appease you? Because to me, that was the Chuck Daly's, the Bill Walsh.
What's the question?
About the noise. Oh, yeah, it really bothers me that the fans are upset. Like, that means nothing at the end of the day.
You know what you say?
He's probably stressed out to the max about this decision.
I'll tell you what you should say.
It's taking guts.
So you ask me, I'll tell you. You say, look, I have nothing. 49er fans are among the best in football. 49er faithful are incredible. We have an unbelievable home field advantage.
Okay.
All right. So they're behind us. So, yes, I get it. I'm doing something unconventional here at quarterback. It may not make sense to some people, but I understand where they're coming from asking this question. And I'm just going to tell you that I believe in my heart right now Trey's giving us the best chance to win. And right now Jimmy's the backup. But if you're a fan out there and you're watching this, I'll acknowledge your questions and your concerns. That's what you do. That's a dumb question. Really? It's a dumb question. Well, interesting, because Joe Theismann doesn't think it's a dumb question.
When you really look at different quarterbacks around the league, I think Trey is in a place where he's had a chance to play some football. But I think if San Francisco really gets in a little bit of a jam in the next 3 weeks, Jimmy's going to wind up playing.
That guy was pretty good. Pretty good quarterback.
Joe Theismann. I mean, damn, man. You think it's a circus now, and I'm not rooting that on Trey Lance, but I would put it at Kyle. And again, I wouldn't say, even if this change happens, put me on record, Steiny, mark it down. I'm disappointed in Kyle not getting this kid ready in time to where you run him out there, then you got to bring him back. Part of this is, and I know you called the play that I've been fixated on all week. He called the play where Tyler Kroft was wide open. Trey has to do his part. He missed him. That's one throw. Kyle's probably like, damn, what do I got to do? We cut him. That was a big play, but I can't go throw the ball. So again, I'm putting my confidence in the quarterback whisperer and the quarterback guru, Kyle. Get this kid ready to go to where you don't have to make a change. But if that change does come, Steiny, I'm not coming down Trey's road saying why you ain't ready in year one. I'm going to be like, Kyle, this the dude you picked. Why didn't you have him ready, Yoda? Because that's what Kyle is in this, Yoda, trying to instruct a young Luke Skywalker to be a Jedi.
See, you would criticize Shanahan far earlier than I would. Far earlier. If we are in week 5 or 6,
right,
and they're 2-4, and he makes a quarterback change, at that point, there's still no mistake that's been made. There's no mistake that's been made at that point. And if he goes to Jimmy Garoppolo and they're 2-4, I will not cut the tape. It does not mean the re-signing of Garoppolo was wrong, and it does not mean starting Lance was wrong. Take it to the bank right now, because if Trey Lance, goes 2-4, and he puts Jimmy Garoppolo in, and Jimmy Garoppolo gets this team to the postseason, then it worked. He will say it worked. Okay?
Yeah.
If Jimmy Garoppolo takes over and doesn't get to the playoffs, then the year is an utter failure.
Right.
But if Trey Lance cannot finish the season, or if Trey Lance is so bad he gets pulled out after 4 games, I will not criticize Kyle Shanahan at that point if he goes to Garoppolo. Trey Lance isn't done for the rest of his life. He gets another chance next year, but we got to win a Super Bowl this year. So I will not criticize Shanahan just for a Trey Lance faceplant.
See, it's interesting you say that, because in my world, and it's my opinion, I feel like the clock started last year, and there was an opportunity for Trey Lance to beat out Jimmy Garoppolo. And you know what, Steiny? Raw, uncut, for whatever reason, that didn't manifest. But I feel like now, if we see that change that you talk about in week whatever, that lets me know, you know what? We're so fixated on the clock starting this year. The clock started last year. The clock started when he threw that bomb to Sherfield and had me excited. And basically, Trey Lance didn't get what Justin Fields and Mac Jones got. A year in Trevor Lawrence, a year to just, hey, this is your job. And I understand it's different situations, but that's where I'm going to hold Kyle Shanahan accountable. Like, you had a whole offseason last year, this offseason, and the kid wasn't ready, and you had to pull him in 6 weeks. Now, I'll give you the Jimmy. You kept him around for Geico. But now I'm looking at it like this thing this is a project that may take longer than a lot of people thought. And that's shocking to me.
Okay, but hold on. He'll say, you said this is a process that's taking longer than a lot of people thought. Yeah. And Kyle Shanahan will say he's 22 years old. We knew how raw he was at the time. We knew he was going to take more than a year. Hell, our owner, Jed York, said we might need to keep Garoppolo around for 2 years. Well, damn it, that ended up being the case.
Right.
So
Which was a fluke.
Kyle Shanahan is going to laugh at those out there that are going to try to pin it on him that he said Trey Lance would be ready in a year. He'll turn that right around on you guys and make you look silly on that.
I would hate that. I won't let Steiny.
And here's the other thing. If this is why, to me, it's not all about Lance. What do the 49ers have to do? To me, they make the playoffs. They make the playoffs. That starts out, it can be a good year. When you look back on it, miss the playoffs, it's a disaster. Okay. So now if Trey Lance gets replaced game 5, Garoppolo takes him into the playoffs, and then they lose in the first round, that's not a good year.
Okay.
That's not a good year. But if Garoppolo takes him into the playoffs and makes a run and wins a Super Bowl, good. That makes Trey Lance more on the periphery. And Kyle Shanahan, if Kyle Shanahan wins a Super Bowl before everybody knows if Trey Lance is a bust, he's going to keep his job.
And he came close twice.
And that's why he loves this. It. But this is why he's got a built-in mechanism of, I do think he thinks he can win games with Jimmy Garoppolo in his sleep.
Okay.
And he knows he's got that in his back pocket.
And why would you veer away from that when you didn't do Sean McVay, when you didn't lose the Super Bowl and got back to win it like McVay did? My question to you, and I'm going to throw a negative fastball to you, Steiny. I don't want to sound like I'm up here saying Jimmy Garoppolo is a messiah at quarterback. What if you make this change and for some reason or another you don't get to the offs?
I said that's a disaster.
Okay,
I said that's the worst scenario.
Whoa, because we gotta be real here.
That's a
Jimmy's
different
not
ballgame.
perfect, no
that's
doubt.
a different ballgame.
And Jimmy will come in here as like, I don't got no lives to play with because Trey, for whatever reason, the team didn't take off with him. Now they're looking at me as Gandhi of quarterbacks. And then if for whatever reason there's too much pressure he's putting on himself and it doesn't work, that's when Houston, in this sense, it's San Francisco, we got problems.
If the 49ers don't make the playoffs, it's a full-on, flat-out disaster. It's a disaster.
Yeah. And I know
because they got 6 ways to do it.
Okay.
Trey Lance can be good right off the bat and just take this team to the playoffs. Trey Lance can struggle, and then you bring in Jimmy Garoppolo, who takes this team to the playoffs. But you've got one quarterback we know can take the team to the playoffs. The other one, we don't know if he can take the team to the playoffs. So you better be careful using the guy who's never gotten you to the playoffs too long.
And you got Seattle, who I feel like played their Super Bowl, Steiny, with Russell Wilson coming back and Geno Smith. I won't hate on Geno. That was his moment. But damn it, okay, losing in the monsoon to the lowly Bears after you shut them out in the first half, I'll process that like the weather, the conditions, Mother Nature. But you cannot, man, for whatever reason, you cannot lose to the lowly Seahawks in your home opener, because when you brought Jimmy back, you invited this circus. And if I see you on Monday and they're 0-2, it's all hell has broken loose in the yay.
Steiny, the season will be a failure if the 49ers don't win the Super Bowl, regardless of who's at quarterback, because Shanahan will have gambled with the future of the organization, hold him accountable for the draft picks he gave up for Trey Lance. Man, well, to me, that standard's too high. I can't say if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's a failure. I mean, good Lord, what if Trey Lance has a nice rookie year and they get to the NFC Championship?
Yeah. I said playoffs. For Trey.
I'm reading from the Comcast.
If Trey goes all 17 and they get to the playoffs, let's go. Sure. But man, what we were talking about in the changeover, if he's relieved, I'm going baseball. If they go to the pen, but you said, you know what, Gudas is out.
Of course,
Kyle's out.
And you know what? Here's the other thing.
I want Trey to succeed, and Kyle, you do with this. You're Dr. Dre. This is your 50 Cent. Trey Lance is your Eminem. Your Snoop Dogg. This is what you went. You went and got him. Now go ahead and do it. And we're all waiting. Kyle?
Let's go to Devin in Oakland. What's up, Devin? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Give it to us.
Y'all over there doing your thing today, as usual. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
I just wanted to say, I think Kyle may be playing chess, not checkers. I don't see it any different than the Warriors having Poole sit out there for Curry, preserve Curry, let him come in, save the day, go to the game, take the game home. It could be the same strategy with this situation. Let the youngster play. Let them keep you in the game somewhat, and then go to the GOAT.
Yeah, the problem there is, and thanks for the call, the problem there is the GOAT, or not the GOAT. The problem is a quarterback in football is equal to Steph Curry. Like the importance Steph Curry is on the Warriors.
Quarterback's the most important position in the sport.
Yeah, let's replace Steph Curry with Jordan Poole.
Yeah,
some people would say, you're comparing Jimmy Garoppolo to Steph Curry. No, I'm just saying the importance of the position. Steiny, you said this team is great outside of Lance. No, I said what? No.
The whole line ain't looking great.
I kept wondering why
the Super Bowl
everybody thinks this team's going to win the Super Bowl. Look, can I be honest? Here's the reason that I don't think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. This is no names. There's no names. No Trey Lance, no Garoppolo, no Bosa. Because they were going into the season with either an unknown at quarterback or they're going into the season with instability at quarterback. And I don't think you can win the Super Bowl with either. That's just my feeling.
All
I
right.
put in any names for that.
But what about how last year played out? And at 3-5, I thought somebody might lose their job. I didn't know what was going on. I thought Trey was going to take over. But don't you give, like, what did that mean to you? Nothing in the greater scheme of things when the Niners rallied from 3-5 and parlayed that into an NFC Championship game with a fourth quarter lead.
Dynamite?
Like, when the game was over.
What does that have to do with this year?
It's pretty much the same team going back.
Right.
Well, it's not the same team because you made the biggest change.
That's why you got to make the playoffs. You either make a quarterback switch and you don't lose ground, or you say, you know what, we're going to lose ground with this young quarterback. Let's get Garoppolo in there so we don't lose ground to get to 10-7.
Or have you ever thought, do you think anybody's out there thinking, I think this Niner team is more the 3-5 team than the team that rallied in the second half of the season?
We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, week one went the 3-5 way. How about that?
You know what? How about this? You know what it really is at this point of the season? Kyle Shanahan's not chasing wins. He's not chasing wins.
You chasing them.
He's not chasing wins until he has to chase wins. That's what's going on here. In his mind, I truly believe he's saying, we know 10 wins will get us to the playoffs. The division be damned. Kyle Shanahan's trying to win 10 games. Any way he can.
So Jimmy represents when he's chasing
Trey Lance, and if he's on his way to 10 wins with Trey Lance, Trey Lance is going to keep playing. If Trey Lance starts stumbling and they get out of that 10-win range or fall below pace of the 10-win range, he's gone to Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not going to let Trey Lance quarterback this team out of the playoffs if it is him.
But you're saying that as if what we're about to watch is the offense and Trey being ineffective. We don't know that.
I know we don't. That's why he's got Jimmy Garoppolo as an insurance policy, because he don't know it either.
I can't believe Jimmy's still on this team. It was a fluke, though. It was a total fluke.
I'm starting to think I cannot believe the 49ers gave up 2 draft picks for a number, not a person. Like, they moved up for a number, not a player.
Maybe Trey wowed them, Steiny.
Huh?
Maybe Trey did wow them, and they moved up knowing they were going to take Trey.